Welcome back to the Diner for this edition of Burgers and Fries, a podcast where we pretty much talk pop culture, news, sometimes nostalgia, and politics. And if you do enjoy listening to us, please consider liking and subscribing and joining the Discord server to talk to us directly. This edition, I have Mr. Pat, I have Thriller Wolf, and I have Purplish Rain. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Good.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining this one. So, keeping up with the WTF theme, it seems, Pat, you wanted to bring this one up. So, Pat, WTF is going on with Taylor Swift?
It just seems like she's all over the place lately. You know, people just will not shut up about Taylor Swift. Like, she's always at the football games, and it's obvious as to why, because she's dating an NFL player. And
Right.
Now I'm hearing a rumor going around that she's going to be in the upcoming Deadpool 3, which I just don't even know what to say. I do not care about this wretched woman.
Wretched? Okay.
Wow.
We're definitely going to be asking, like, what is wrong with her? Of course, we're going to be asking. But yeah, you pointed out, like, of course, she's dating Travis Kelce. And it's not just any random NFL player. This is a star player on the Kansas City Chiefs. So you're saying wretched woman. So I got to ask you guys, like, okay, what are your opinions on Taylor Swift?
My opinion on Taylor Swift is kind of, I don't hate her music. I don't really even hate her.
I do.
But I just think
Same
it's
here.
kind of crazy to me that, like, when I was a younger kid, like 9 or 10, like, I remember hearing some of the earlier Taylor Swift stuff on the radio, like Teardrops on My Guitar and Mean, and like those kind of songs. And I even go back to them now, and like I still think they're decent. And then when she kind of transitioned more into pop, I always just remember her being one of the pop stars of that era, like not the biggest, because you still had people like Katy Perry and Kesha and all those others. But it seems like she has just exploded at at an astronomical level. And for me, I just don't think the music necessarily, like, to me at least, I just don't think the music necessarily just goes there for me. But I also realize I'm not the target audience either.
No, I'm not the target
I think
audience.
she just hates men.
Okay, well, I would agree with you there, DJ, aka Purplish Rain. This is basically Taylor Swift's Black Album, if for Metallica fans you know the reference. Where this is probably her biggest tour ever that she's doing. But you know what, Pat and Greg, why do you gotta be so mean to Taylor Swift?
Because she talks about her breakups over and over again.
Again,
that's
because
her selling
she
point.
hates men.
Well,
She's a misogynist.
She's dating an NFL football star. She doesn't hate men.
We could say, yeah, she writes a lot of songs about breakups, but I mean, there's a lot of genres and a lot of bands that also just write about breakups like it's no tomorrow. Like, you look at some of like the emo and the pop punk stuff, like almost all of that is breakup stuff.
Oh God, that's Linkin Park's first 2 albums at least.
Yeah.
And as a heavy metal fan, I can easily give you a top 10 my own personal favorite breakup songs by some of these artists. So if you're gonna say, oh well, Taylor Swift's 34 years old and she's still writing songs for 17-year-olds, okay, it sells. How is that a bad thing?
If it sells, it sells. I think she's definitely hit a certain stride that just appeals to a good chunk of people.
Exactly. And we're not against that. And again, I'm not a fan of her music. It's not for me. The songs I have heard from her, I've not really cared much for. Now, I gotta ask you, gentlemen, which of you were listening to me when I used to trash the Kids Bop albums?
Oh, I remember those days.
the good old days.
Honestly, I was hoping somebody would re-upload those videos.
Maybe I might revisit them, but I might have to say if you pay me enough money, I'll revisit them. But we'll see. But do you know how many songs Taylor Swift has had covered by Kids Bop?
How many?
26.
Oh, dang.
Whoopie-doo. Subaru.
Easily the most out of any pop artist. I think the next one down, like the next runner up, is maybe half of that. It could be Katy Perry or Rihanna or whoever. But yeah, you can literally make a full album of nothing but Kids Bop doing Taylor Swift. Like, that's how much she's been covered by them.
That's crazy. I didn't realize it had been that many times.
That's exactly. But the thing is, I think DJ and we still respect her, right?
Yeah, she's clear. Like I said earlier, she clearly is doing something right. It's just, I'm more into punk, so it doesn't really.
Exactly.
It's not necessarily my wheelhouse.
It's not where we're going to go, but you're right. She's a force along the same veins as people like Michael Jackson and Madonna back in their heyday. I mean, you can probably think of people in the 80s that's like, oh my God, I'm so sick of hearing about Michael Jackson. Oh my God, he's everywhere. He has an attraction at Disneyland, for crying out loud. She's had recognition as the most streamed artist of 2023 on Spotify, Apple Music, and Amazon. She's been placed #1 on the Billboard in 3 different decades. So I can respect that. She's still selling out stadiums of people, not arenas, stadiums. You don't do the things I just mentioned if you don't have any talent, drive, and above all, the ability to connect with hundreds of millions of people around the globe, right?
Right.
I
Yeah,
guess.
exactly.
Yes, see, even Pat and Greg, you detractors can understand and agree with that.
I just don't like her. I don't know.
Oh.
I can't stand her. She's got a massive ego, and she's
a
a liberal. I know that.
Okay, massive ego, as do everybody who becomes famous, as does everybody who makes it big in the entertainment industry. How can you not
I'm
have
just sick
an
and
ego?
tired of hearing about her. You know, it's like I can't go anywhere without hearing about this.
Okay,
witch.
but Pat, if this was the 1960s, would you be saying the same thing about the Beatles?
Not really.
Are you sure about that? Would you be saying the same thing if it was Elvis in the 50s? Oh my God, I'm so sick of Elvis and his gyrations.
Well, see, that's different because those
How?
are singers
How was it
I
different?
respect.
Okay, so why would you respect them, but you don't respect Taylor Swift?
I don't know, because she's not country. Her music sucks.
Okay. All right.
And overall, I don't know. I just don't respect her as a person or a singer.
Okay. Fine. Now, Greg, why do you not like Taylor Swift as a person or as a musician?
Well, for what Pat said, besides her having a big ego, her fans are just completely crazy and all that. If you were to make a joke about her, they'll just be on you like a bad itch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, look, when it comes to how she is as a person, most people reportedly say that Taylor Swift is a nice person. If whoever works for her, she's a good person to work for. She takes care of her employees. And they reportedly say she is absolutely amazing to her fans.
So then why does she pick on all the guys she dates?
You mean write songs about all the guys she dates? Because that's what sells.
Like how does she know that? How does she know that they weren't in the wrong, but she was? I mean, isn't there supposed to be 2 or 3 sides to each story?
She's just telling her side.
That's what a lot of people do.
Well, that's fine, but you know, it's like she's making herself out to be like a holy saint of God. As if she was like God's gift to the world.
She probably is if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Yeah, they're finally getting more.
Yeah, but even if I was, which I'm not because I'm not a sports guy, it doesn't matter because I can't stand her. I don't care about her.
Okay, that's fine. We get that part, but she's not really that bad of a person. Reportedly, you compare her to Justin Bieber, who has had countless incidents and scandals over the years, and he is allegedly terrible to his fans. And yet, my 22-year-old niece still worships him, apparently.
I'd probably give it like maybe 10 or 20 years. I'm sure Taylor Swift will follow in the footsteps of Bieber. I'm sure. It's only a matter of time.
She's basically from the same time period as Justin Bieber, right, DJ?
Yeah, and I would even argue even like predates him just by a little bit. Yeah.
Of course, we got to mention the Super Bowl that's about to happen. And this is why I really pushed to get this recording out as soon as possible, because the Super Bowl between the Chiefs and the 49ers, a rematch of 2020, which is 2 Sundays away as of this recording. There's a lot of people that are just absolutely making fun of the Kansas City Chiefs because of Travis Kelce being in a relationship with Taylor Swift.
Well, they probably have every right to be.
Maybe, if I could put it this way, I think Travis is probably gonna get butt raped by Taylor Swift.
Jesus, this isn't Vince McMahon. This isn't Vince McMahon we're talking about, Greg.
Well, there is a photo.
Have a dick.
Who, Travis Kelce?
No,
I'm sure he's got a
Taylor
dick.
Swift.
Kansas City fans, look, I love Kansas City. They're the most loyal sports fans on the planet. And they love their Chiefs, especially now that they've been winning Super Bowls. Now, because I have family in Kansas City, I've spent lots of time there, and I can confirm they have sections in grocery stores that sell Kansas City Chiefs merchandise. I kid you not. And because of the relationship that she has with Travis Kelce, pretty much this entire town thinks they're in a relationship with Taylor Swift. They've gone nuts for her. And funny thing is, we know if the two of them split, the entire town will be devastated.
I was gonna say, if they split, I feel like there'd be a riot in that city.
Oh, good God. Yeah, worse than the riots that the Vancouver Canucks fans do when they lose the Stanley Cup Finals.
Really?
Yeah, look it up.
So I'm looking at this picture Greg put up, and it doesn't even look like she smiles. If anything, she looks like she's smiling like John Heater did in Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, come on now. You were just
I
looking
think those
for
are just
anything.
bad pictures.
Yeah, you're just
And
looking
yet
for...
people give Kristen Stewart and Brie Larson a hard time for not smiling.
No, people give Brie Larson a hard time because she's been a bitch in publicity promos about the movies she's been in.
I don't know, say what you will about Brie Larson, but at least we can agree that she is hot.
I would agree.
don't.
I would say that Taylor Swift is easy on the eyes.
I don't.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying she isn't, but, it's just, as somebody who can't stand her, it makes it harder for me to like her appearance.
Yeah, but imagine if Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce leave, then you know that Taylor Swift would release a new cover of Leaving Kansas City.
Yeah.
At that point, I just wouldn't give a shit.
Oh, neither would I. I mean, I'm a Rams fan, so I'm never going to give a shit about who Taylor Swift is in a relationship with.
I'm a Bengals guy, so.
Oh, sorry about that a couple years ago, TJ.
I know we got fucked.
No, you didn't.
Man.
No, you didn't get fucked. That was you fucking nearly beat us.
I know, but
we beat you by
just
3
near the
points.
end.
I
Just
know.
near the end.
I know. And I get that. But anyway, now because of the publicity and the influence, it's been reported the NFL has had a surge in ratings and an increase in female viewers because of Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
Ooh,
I can
yeah.
confirm that because my cousins have been watching all of the NFL games now with the Kansas City Chiefs because of her.
There you go. I mean, I remember watching the Chiefs game at Christmas time where they got their ass kicked by the Raiders, and almost every other shot was a close-up of her in the luxury box. Exactly. Especially if Travis Kelce was scoring a touchdown, they'd cut to her going, "Oh my God, come on, baby, come on, baby."
Jeez, that's supposed to be a sexual act or something?
Hey now.
I guess the real reason why I can't stand her is because all of her songs are basically the same thing. She's just going to talk about the guy she dates and breaks up with, and that's it. There's nothing new in her music.
But she has sold 200 million albums doing this. So
Yeah, well,
you tell
I'm
me
sure
what's
Michael
wrong with that.
Jackson, Elvis, and many other popular singers have probably topped her.
Not very many. That's the thing. Not very many. Because of this Super Bowl, all right, who are you going to root for? Are you rooting for the Chiefs or are you rooting for the 49ers?
I don't care for football.
As someone who's a Packers fan and a Bengals fan, I'm just gonna watch the game for fun.
There you go.
Neither.
You hope both teams lose?
I just don't care for either side of the football game.
Not like the Vikings are doing anything. Anyway.
I'm not a Vikings fan either.
Oh, that's blasphemy if you live in Minnesota. Yeah, but because of the way the Super Bowl is, a lot of people are pretty much saying, I don't care if the 49ers win. I just need Taylor Swift to lose.
That would be me.
Yeah, it's pretty much America rooting for or against the Chiefs because of Taylor Swift. That's how hilarious this is getting.
Uh-huh.
There's even some BS conspiracies going around that the NFL has been rigging the game so the Chiefs can win because of the Taylor Swift driving up the ratings.
Wow.
It's gone
That's
that
crazy.
It has gone that ridiculous. Exactly.
It honestly just sucks I can't even come up with any other reasons why I can't stand her.
That's okay. We're going to talk about some more reasons too. And the fact of the matter is, a lot of people, especially young girls, they idolize her. So, I mean, imagine best case scenario when it comes to her and Travis Kelce. If she ends up marrying the guy, maybe, she'll influence a bunch of young feminist girls to think, oh, traditional marriage and having families is not a bad thing in this day and age.
I highly doubt that.
You don't want a Taylor Swift baby boom, Greg?
No, because I think it's got to probably end faster than Kim Kardashian's marriage.
I don't want a kid. Period.
You know, as crazy as it does sound, I definitely think she has that influential power where that could possibly happen.
Yeah. So if she influences traditional marriage, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But political wise, yes, you're pointing out she's a known lefty and someone who endorsed pedo Peter in 2020, aka Joe Biden. So
And
yeah, that's definitely one of the main reasons why I really despise that.
okay.
And as someone kind of pointed out about her, Taylor Swift, a left wing with 2 bony thighs and two small breasts.
Hey now.
Dang.
So, according to Newsweek, in a poll conducted by Redfield and Wilton Strategies, found that 18% of voters say they're more likely or significantly more likely to vote for a candidate endorsed by Taylor Swift.
That doesn't surprise me, and the crazy thing is that's not the first time something like that has happened, because back when kind of back before Kanye really went off the rails in the past couple years, when I remember the 2020 election happened, there was something similar where it was a lot of people were influenced by Kanye on how he would vote.
Yeah, I can just picture him, when he became president. I was gonna okay, Mr. President, I'm gonna let you finish, but I just got something to say to America.
Donald Trump, I'm going to let you finish, but let's remind you that Joe Biden had the worst presidency of all time.
Well, I think you'd break off right after dating the Kardashians. Heck,
That would make anybody go off the deep end if you've been in a relationship with any one of them.
I'm just hoping my boy Travis Barker makes it out alive.
I hope so too. Now, of course, you're looking at, oh my God, people that are going to vote for a candidate endorsed by Taylor Swift. And now I get it. Based on that sentence alone, you'd think there'd be a ton of conservatives that'd be upset at this revelation, right?
You would think.
Well, they'd be thinking Taylor Swift's influence will sabotage the 2024 election, as if it already hasn't been sabotaged enough.
You still hear occasionally celebrities that are saying they're going to leave the United States if Trump ever won again.
They said that in 2016, and they still stayed, so bunch of hypocrites at that point.
I'll be honest, I did kind of vote for Trump because of that.
It sounds ridiculous, but guess what, guys? We have some good news here. According to that same poll, 17% of voters would most likely vote the opposite of who Taylor Swift endorses.
Really?
Oh, dang.
So 18% say they're more likely to vote for somebody she endorses, and 17% say they'll vote against who she endorses. So that's pretty much a wash at that point. Exactly. So, you can say, oh my God, she has a huge influence of people. She reaches more than news media does. Yeah, that's the fault of news media. That's not her fault. Oh, she got 35,000 people to go out and vote. But that's out of 260 million Instagram followers who saw her message saying go vote. And you have to remember that 160 million people voted in the last election. That's less than the number of Instagram followers Taylor Swift has. So no, Taylor Swift is not the kingmaker that people want to believe she is. And no, she's not going to influence enough people, nearly enough people to sway which way they want to vote. You have to remember, over 90% of Taylor Swift's songs are about choosing the wrong man. So yeah, her endorsing Joe Biden would be very fitting, right? There we go. So if Biden wins again, I'm going to laugh at the idiots who blame Donald Trump's failed re-election campaign on Taylor Swift. Now, look, even after 4 years of Biden, with the way the country's gone, inflation, bad foreign policies, bad border policies, constant disasters under the Biden administration's watch, and the fact that most people can pretty much see Biden is on the decline and can't say a coherent sentence, if you can't defeat that in a re-election campaign, then yeah, you deserve to lose. But as DJ has been pointing out, politicians, they've been using celebrity influence for years to gain new votes. So to me, the things surrounding Taylor Swift and the Biden administration using her influence, that's nothing new. That goes for both sides. It's everywhere. I remember when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson did a public endorsement video for Joe Biden in 2020. I mean, it seems a lot of A-list celebrities do.
And is it the same Rock, the one that probably helped Oprah Winfrey in Hawaii?
I wonder if Oprah's going to be in the live-action remake of Moana.
What would she be, the mountain?
Yeah, I can see that. Make her CGI and ugly as hell.
You don't need much CGI to do that. Now, as I've always said, I really don't care who celebrities endorse. They don't sway who I vote for. If I only listen to artists on my phone whose political and spiritual beliefs align with mine, then at that point, I could count on one hand the number of artists that I would have on my phone. What about you, DJ?
Oh yeah, I've got a record collection that's like way over 600 at this point. If I had to include artists that were exactly what I believed, I don't know if I'd have any records in my collection.
It'd be very small at that point.
Yeah.
So we're in closing, all right? If you dislike Taylor Swift because you have legit criticism of her music, like DJ does, that's fine. If you can't stand her because of her political views, okay, as long as you're consistent across the board with any celebrity artist who also shares those same views. So if you're going to dislike Taylor Swift for the same views, but then you still follow another celebrity who follows that same political viewpoint, don't know what to say about that, my friend.
I forgot who his YouTuber was, but he did made a video making fun of Taylor Swift. And as I do recall, that the Swifties were not happy about it.
Oh, I'm sure, guys, this podcast episode is going to attract a couple of Swifties, and they're going to be listening to Pat and Greg and be like, how dare they say that stuff about Taylor Swift? Meanwhile, you've had DJ and me. We have not talked shit about her. We've been defending her for the most part.
I'll even say something good about her. You know, 1 out of every 15 vinyl record that was sold within the last year was because of Taylor Swift. And because of that, they say that like it really has helped out like the vinyl record industry. So as a record collector, I got to give her props for that.
If I were to say something to get the Swifties angry, I would just say, Taylor Swift's face looks like it just came out of the toilet or something.
Yeah, I guess so.
Could be worse. And the thing I'm against now is the childish, oh, you like Taylor Swift, you're so full of shit. Or, how dare you dislike Taylor Swift, you're a Nazi for disliking her. That's what I'm against now. Like, you're allowed to follow who you follow as long as it's not child porn or anything like that. You're allowed to like what artist that you like. I'm cool with it. All right, but the moment you say you are full of shit for liking a moment off the Ahsoka TV show or liking a song by an artist that you don't like, then fuck off. I don't need that shit.
Screw Taylor Swift. She's just an egotistical jerk.
Okay.
Don't you mean an egotistical bitch with a dick?
Folks, if you're gonna comment, don't shoot the messenger.
Coyote and I, we did nothing wrong.
we didn't do anything bad against Taylor Swift. It's okay.
Yep.
But with that said, folks, the diner is closed. This was a fun discussion. Thank you for listening for this discussion. Hopefully you'll be back for the next edition of Burgers and Fries. I'm Desert Coyote 22. Thank you for listening. Then again, okay, get ready for a sound effect here. All right, ready? Then again, 90% of her songs are about choosing the wrong man. So yeah, her endorsing Joe Biden would be very fitting. Oh, that's what I get?
Wait, what?
You didn't?
Was that the wrong sound effect?
That was definitely the wrong sound effect for that one.
Can you run by me again?
Oh, that's a blooper. I'm going to keep it for the end. But anyway. Anyway. Here we go. I'm going to say this again, Pat, and then give me the right sound effect when I finish. Ready?
All right.
You have to remember 90% of Taylor Swift's songs are about...
Oh, sorry. That could be a blooper.
Okay. Oh my
One
goodness.
more time.
All right. You have to remember over 90% of Taylor Swift's songs are about choosing the wrong man. So yeah, her endorsing Joe Biden would be very fitting, right?
Yeah.
There we go.